Imagine this. Picture the roaring 20s exploding in a whirlwind of forbidden jazz rhythms. A shadowy tycoon unleashes extravagant bashes at his opulent estate, luring society's glitterati into a vortex of excess and enigma. Yet beneath this dazzling spectacle lurks a heart-wrenching saga of forbidden romance, crushed aspirations, and the sinister rot devouring the American dream. Dive headfirst into F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, a magnetic masterpiece that ensnares you in its web of glamour and despair, refusing to release its grip. Join me as I peel back the layers of this epic tragedy, a strip of land jutting into Long Island Sound, divided by a courtesy bay. On one side, East Egg, home to old money aristocrats with their white palaces gleaming like jewels under the sun. On the other, West Egg, where the nouveau rich build their fortunes anew. Our narrator, Nick Carraway, a sturdy young man in his late 20s, with a clean-cut Midwestern face, sharp, observant eyes framed by wire-rimmed glasses, and a reserved demeanor that hides a quiet curiosity, rents a modest bungalow in West Egg. He's come to New York to chase the bond business, escaping the boredom of his family's hardware empire back home. Next door towers the mansion of J. Gatsby, an enigmatic figure in his mid-30s, with sun-kissed tan skin, neatly trimmed dark hair, and a rare, radiant smile that lights up a room like a spotlight, making you feel like the only person who matters. Gatsby's home is a colossal affair, an imitation of some Hotel de Ville in Normandy, with towers spiking into the sky. But Gatsby himself remains a shadow, his motives shrouded in rumor, a bootlegger, a war hero, or perhaps something more tragic. Nick senses the pull of this world, a mix of glamour and emptiness, symbolizing the hollow pursuit of wealth in an era drunk on excess. As Nick settles in, he visits his cousin Daisy across the bay in East Egg. Daisy Buchanan, a delicate woman in her mid-20s, with a face like a porcelain doll, sad and lovely, her bright eyes sparkling with unspoken longing, and golden hair that frames her ethereal beauty like a halo, is married to Tom, a hulking brute of a man, 30-ish, with straw-colored hair, arrogant eyes set in a cruel, handsome face, and a body built like a football player, radiating raw power and entitlement. Their mansion overlooks the water, manicured lawns rolling down to a private dock, where a green light flickers mysteriously from the opposite shore. Gatsby's dock, as we'll soon learn, representing his unreachable dream of reclaiming the past. Tom's motive is clear: dominance, fueled by old money's complacency and a racist worldview that clings to fading superiority. Daisy, trapped in this gilded cage, yearns for something more, her voice full of money, as Gatsby later says, a symbol of the seductive illusion of wealth. Over dinner, tensions simmer as Tom's affair with Myrtle Wilson bubbles to the surface. Guests in flapper dresses and tuxedos swarm like colorful butterflies. Buffet tables groan under platters of spiced baked hams and salads of harlequin designs, while bootleg gin flows freely despite prohibition. Nick, invited by a chauffeur in a uniform as lavish as a king's livery, wanders through the throng, overhearing whispers of Gatsby's Oxford education or his killing a man. Finally, he meets the host. Gatsby stands alone on the marble steps, watching the revelry with those understanding eyes, his pink suit impeccable, exuding an aura of hopeful isolation. Their bond forms quickly. Gatsby's motive? To use Nick as a bridge to Daisy, his lost love from 5 years ago, when he was a poor soldier, and she. It's a symbol of Gatsby's idealized past, the American dream twisted into obsession. As Nick learns of Gatsby's rags-to-riches climb-born James Gatz, a debutante, the green light across the bay isn't just a beacon, and a cool, cynical smile that masks her own deceptions. Nick arranges a tea at his cottage. They tour Gatsby's mansion, paying off in Daisy's tears of awe and regret. But here's the hook that keeps you guessing. As their affair reignites, Tom's suspicions ignite like a fuse. What happens when the old world collides with the new? Hold that thought. Cut to the Valley of Ashes, a desolate gray wasteland between West Egg and New York City, where mountains of industrial ash loom like the ruins of a forgotten civilization. Spectacle-rimmed orbs symbolizing the moral decay watching over America's soul. Here lives Myrtle Wilson, Tom's mistress of idol, sensual woman in her mid-30s, but we're just getting to the explosion. Light blue eyes dimmed by defeat, and a wiry frame bent from toil. In a sweltering New York apartment, passions boil over. Tom breaks Myrtle's nose in a fit of rage, a brutal payoff to the building jealousy. But the real cliffhanger? Gatsby confesses to Nick he's not who he seems. His fortune built on shady dealings, all for Daisy. As summer peaks, the question hangs. In a Plaza Hotel suite, accusations fly. Gatsby demands Daisy say she never loved Tom, her voice trembling, eyes darting like trapped birds. Tom exposes Gatsby's bootlegging empire, his hulking frame towering, face flushed with triumph. Daisy wavers, her ethereal beauty cracking under pressure. Motive revealed as shallow comfort over true passion. The payoff stings. Gatsby's dream shatters as they drive home. Then chaos. Myrtle, dashing into the road, is struck by Gatsby's yellow car. Daisy behind the wheel. But Gatsby takes the blame. George Wilson, grief-stricken, his pale face twisted in madness, seeks revenge. In Gatsby's pool, under an autumn sky turning crisp, Gatsby relaxes on a pool float, hopeful for Daisy's call that never comes. A shot rings out. George, mistaking him for the killer, ends it all, then himself. The mansion, once alive with lights, falls silent, symbolizing the death of illusion. Gatsby's funeral is a pathetic affair. Rain-slicked grass, a handful of servants, Nick, and Gatsby's estranged father, a weathered old man with a sparse beard, kind eyes behind thick glasses, a humble suit-sharing tales of young Jimmy Gats's ambitious lists. No one from the parties comes. Daisy and Tom flee to Europe, their motives laid bare as self-preservation above all. Nick, disillusioned, leaves the East, seeing it as a distorted dream. The green light now a faded promise of what America could be, but isn't. The story closes with Nick gazing at the bay, pondering how we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past, a poignant symbol of human longing. The Great Gatsby teaches us that the American dream is often a beautiful lie, corrupted by materialism and inequality. That love can be an illusion, and the past, no matter how we chase it, slips away. Symbolism like the green light and Eckelberg's eyes remind us of lost ideals and watchful judgment in a godless world. If this tale of faded glory hooked you, hit that like button, subscribe for more literary deep dives, drop a comment with your take on Gatsby's greatest flaw, and check out my videos on other classics like The Portrait of Dorian Gray. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.